We've created our own market. What we've done is we've actually created a range of services that all of a sudden clients realise they need, rather than trying to tap into something that someone else is already doing. So we've actually created our own sector and our own niche within construction. McLaren were a prime example where we learnt a lot working for them, and that inspired us to take forward some of the technology that we'd learnt there and do exactly the same in our business, in our sector, so that we were the McLaren in construction.
This company, they were brought in to do a particularly challenging task, which was a sort of it was a refurbishment of some of our more complex manufacturing equipment. And I was just blown away by the precision and skill that these people were bringing to what was a very challenging task.
Well, the McLaren paint shop, without doubt, is a very key area of the whole building, because it's where they finish their product. And I think this was the turning point for our company, where we really stood out to McLaren. They had a very demanding time frame to get this area finished, and we came up with a solution that allowed us to finish the whole area in 8 days, which was a record. The recommendation that we made allowed them to have the best finish in the shortest time, but also to a very, very high safety standard, which was really important because there was production going on in the area at the time, and cars were actually being sprayed. So we had to work very safely in awkward conditions and keep dust to an absolute minimum, because they couldn't have any contamination at all.
Normally, you have to, when you've got a complex piece of machinery, you have to sort of completely disassemble it, and even the disassembling and assembling damages it. So there's a point at which you can say, well, actually, I can recoat this if I have the skill sets, and that's what Lucas provided.
Every steel member that you see in here, from the roof trusses and purlins down to the supports, the lighting towers for the cars at the end, have been treated by us round every nut and bolt, every pipe, every bracket. There isn't a surface that you can't look at in this section that hasn't now had the treatment that we applied to it. So it was very intense, a very intense amount of work in a very short period of time. And our guys had to be absolutely top-notch to produce this to a very, very demanding standard that was set by Ron Dennis. We're in the MPC tunnel. This was an iconic part of the building for us. It comes out of MTC through to the new production centre. We were given possession on a weekend to start and finish this whole area from scratch. And again, it shows the versatility of being able to recommend and introduce proper products that are really going to add benefit. MSP was used in here, again, on the soffits, all the ceilings that you see. And it was done in 24 hours, start to finish. That was with masking and preparation, primer and spraying, and actually handing it back to McLaren so that it was pristine. McLaren came in on the Monday morning and didn't even know that we'd been in here, apart from they ended up with this perfect ceiling.
One of the challenges always, if you're as focused on detail as I am, is how do you find like-minded people? I absolutely believe it's attention to detail, and I've proven to myself and sometimes to other people that attention to detail really gets the job done. And in that area, we had a great partner in Lucas.
Well, what you're looking at here is a coating that's been applied that would, to the normal eye, look like a factory finish. The attention to detail and precision of cutting in and straight lines and replicating what really looks like a sprayed finish has all been done because of material selection and, Foster and Partners and McLaren actually listening to our technical advice and taking that on board. And what they've ended up with is something that's given them a great result and complements their building. All done on site, in situ, by hand. Very unusual. Ron Dennis's specific request was that these VIP toilets needed to look like the Dusseldorf showroom, where he felt that the experience that customers had there was fantastic, and he wanted to replicate that at MPC. If we look at the Corian worktop and sink here, this was actually designed by one of Ron's engineers on a 3D package that we're now using in fit-out. And it was very much designed to sort of almost look like the overhang of the McLaren Technology Centre. It's all symmetrical. I mean, that real attention to detail means that we look at things completely differently now on all our fit-out projects. And I think that extra mile actually is what makes the difference when you walk in and look at the quality of work that we do. What we're able to do is to offer clients something that no other contractor would normally offer, which is technology-based services that support our business and complement fit-out and finishing in a way that no one's ever done. So we've got our own technology centre now where we can develop paints and we can do testing, we can do 3D modelling, we've got a paint matching colour lab, we have a spray booth facility, and it's state of the art. This is a place to bring clients back to and show them that it's not just out on site and that we're just walking the walk out there, but that we're actually doing it back here as well, and it's consistent everywhere, whether it's the warehouse, whether it's the paint store, and again, it's just, you know, being very susceptible to people that are the best at what they do and doing that in your business.
Achieving the standards that we wanted in both of these buildings was difficult. Those companies who work with us, you could call them suppliers, but they become partners more than suppliers, have to have the same ethos, the same desire to do things really well.
For me, I can't do anything unless it's done properly, and what that did is drove me forward to actually be very confident about doing things to the very best standards, having the right environment on site and at our premises here with the laboratory, and actually saying we're proud of this, this is how we work, this is what we do, this is the Lucas brand.